In today's travel vlog, I'm introduced to Cheaha State Park in Delta, Alabama. Many thanks to Renee Raney, Superintendent, and Mandy Pearson, Park Naturalist, and their invitation to visit, learn, and share this wonderful park at the highest point in Alabama. Welcome to the Travel with Wendy channel. I love connecting and interviewing small business owners around the globe. I like to share reviews and hit the trails hiking. Thanks for joining me today because
it's always an adventure when you travel with Wendy.
Hi, thanks so much for joining us today on Talking Travel with Wendy. Today, this afternoon, we are at Cheaha State Park, and I am with Mandy and Renee, and I've had a lovely day touring the park and getting introduced to everything. So thank you guys very much.
Thank you for joining us. Yeah. It's been wonderful.
Yeah. I learned a lot about the history of the park today. I would love to hear a little bit more. How did you guys get involved? You told me a little bit.
Sure. Well, I actually grew up in this park. My farm is about 20 minutes down the road. So as a child, my parents would bring me here to run the trails, learn about animals, to swim in the lake, and just explore nature. And I thought that this is what everybody did. This is what I thought outdoor recreation and entertainment was. And then as I grew up, I realized that most of the people that live in the area don't visit their parks. They go out of state or they go a long distance to enjoy nature. And so part of our mission here is to say, hey, we grew up in this area. Know this area, become part of it. That heart-to-park connection is vital for our success.
Yeah, with more and more people seeing local, in-state amenities that's there, that's here. I didn't realize that was here.
Right.
And I'm sure you've heard that this year too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The park seems to be rediscovered.
Yeah.
And for many reasons, our stay-at-home orders or stay inside, but we say safer outside.
Right.
Or naturally distance. We're socially distancing here, but naturally distance from the crowd. Come to your state parks, go to your public lands and enjoy them.
And you came to the park by way of Renee.
Yes, ma'am. I worked with her for many years as my mentor, and I was helping with a nature camp group right here in this area. We came down those steps and she looked at the superintendent and said, "Here's your new naturalist." And I looked behind me and I said, "Where?" And she said, "You." I said, "Do what?" Well, I couldn't have asked for a better place. And that was the first time that I came to Cheaha State Park, is when she brought me here, fell in love with it. Okay. And this is home. When I hear the rustle of the wind, when I see the frosted tips of the trees, when I hear the pileated flying through, this is home. Yeah. And this is worth connecting people and getting them to get out and explore. I want to get people with similar backgrounds to come and explore. Come live this wildlife.
Nature's the playground. I just think people have forgotten that. And they're really starting to relearn it again.
And it's magical. One of my sayings is every moment in nature is a once upon a time moment. Because, as a child, all these books and stories start out as once upon a time, and then they end happily ever after. Yeah. And in between, what happens? Well, they visit state parks.
That's right. That's right.
Mandy said something interesting, though. She said she felt like this was home. Mm-hmm. And we have a diverse group of visitors that come from all over the world. I don't mean just Alabama or just the 50 states, but international visitors. Mm-hmm. And when they get here and they look out, they see home, they feel home. And we've had it compared to Hawaii's islands, Nepal,
Pennsylvania, Maine.
Yeah.
We could not have had a more beautiful day.
This was perfect. We ordered it for you.
Yeah. Thank you. Mandy was able to give me a tour of the park. So here's our highlights of the day. I recorded so much content. Be on the lookout for more coming out soon. Okay, Mandy's giving me a tour here, and we are at the highest point, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So, go.
So this is the observation tower. This is the bunker observation tower, and this is the third one that was built. The first one that was built was a wooden tower, and we'll show you a picture of that in just a minute. The second one was a steel tower, and this was the third, and it was built out of our native Cheaha quartzite. This is a very hard, dense rock. And in certain places within this, we'll show you, it's 4 feet thick. Wow. So if you look at most of the CCC architecture, you're going to notice that you don't see straight lines. You see angled in. And that's because it has to be able to sustain that heavy load and not collapse.
Okay.
So if you'll notice, the walls will start thick and they taper down and get thin. And because our rock is so hard, that's why you don't see it cut in even blocks.
Okay.
Now as we come up, you're going to see a USGS marker. And for those who don't know, that marks areas of significance. So it could be a high point, it could be a boundary, it could be all sorts of different things. So this is one of 3 USGS markers. And you'll notice that's why it has the triangle. And so that lets you know this triangulates the highest point. So we have 1 on the front, 2 on the back corners. And the reason they did this is the highest point is inside the tower. So if we ever need to put down hardwood floors or anything like that, we aren't going to cover up that USGS marker.
There you go.
So let's go see the highest point.
Yay! What are the hours of this tower?
So the tower's open from 7 a.m. until sunset every single day.
Okay. Yay. And what's the fee to get in the park? Did we talk about that?
$5 per person. Mm-hmm. Military, past or present, get in for free. Children 3 and under are free. From 3 to 11 are $2, and 62 and over are $2. So this is the Leave No Trace Bigfoot Challenge Trail. Okay. And so all along this trail, it teaches you how important Leave No Trace is, how you too can help out and practice the 7 Leave No Trace principles, but also for fun and games, we've got Bigfoot, just like the top part of this guy, cut out and heading in the woods. And so the question is, how many Bigfoot did you see today?
Okay. Da, da, da. Have you had a sighting?
Oh, we've had lots of sightings. You pay attention to our Facebook page, we got more sightings that you'll see.
Next, Mandy gave me a historical tour of the CCC, or Civilian Conservation Corps Museum, and Cheaha Park's history. That'll be in an upcoming vlog, so be sure to like, follow, and subscribe to not miss it. So we are now at Bald Rock Lodge, and this is an event center, and Mandy's going to give me a little tour.
All right.
Oh, pretty.
So this was the original hotel. And as we developed more and we gathered chalets and we built the modern hotel, we transitioned this into one area that you can rent out. So weddings, family reunions. So it sleeps 32 people. And over here in the grand room, you can seat 100 people during normal periods, rather than COVID. Comes with a full commercial kitchen.
Oh, beautiful.
A gas
Look
fire
at this space.
Easiest way to make a fire.
Also in another upcoming vlog, stay at Cheaha, camping, cabins, and more. I'll include many more details and information on this gorgeous space as well. Hiking out to Bald Rock is one of the most popular things to do when visiting Cheaha. As Renee and Mandy say, Cheaha is a park for everybody and everybody. This newly reconstructed boardwalk makes it easy for anyone to see the unforgettable panorama. Thanks to Oxford Lumber for donating the wood and Sonny Foster, Parks Engineer, for leading this project. If you want to know more, check out my podcast, Talking Travel with Wendy. Now, what's this area called over here?
This overlook is called Rock Garden.
Okay.
And then you've got Cheaha goes just a hair past where that tower is.
Okay.
To the second bump. And that's Hernandez. And about halfway between that second bump and the third bump is where Cheaha ends. And then Cheaha Wilderness picks up part of Talladega National Forest. And that third bump is McDill.
Okay.
And McDill is a popular overlook where folks will take either a 6-mile out and back trip or a 10-mile round trip from Cheaha Trailhead on the Pinhoti to Cave Creek and back.
So when people are doing the Pinhoti and doing a through, they have to come through here. Yeah.
Not quite on this side. It comes up on Bald Rock where we were.
Okay.
Parallels our main road, crosses 281, and then it spits up and over that way.
Okay.
So you come through.
So you got to go over those mountains.
Yes, ma'am. And Hernandez is in the top 3 for highest points.
Okay.
So Hernandez is that one.
Okay.
That middle bump. and it's definitely a tough, gnarly climb. And so if you start from
Have you
Cheaha,
done it?
yes, ma'am, several times. Not as bad as Stairway to Heaven on that side, or even more challenging is the lake trail. So we've got a trail that starts down at Cheaha Lake, comes up this 1 mile. So about halfway, you climb 1,000 feet of elevation in less than a half mile.
Whew.
So you're going like that for half a mile.
Yeah, I always told people when we were hiking in Germany, don't be enticed by the short distance. Short distance means
Elevation. Yes, ma'am.
I was able to spend the night at Cheaha in the lodge, right across the street from the Vista Cliffside restaurant. I had the most amazing sunset. This photo didn't even capture its true beauty.
You know, there's just this diverse group of users that love Cheaha, and some of these guys call our 281 the Dragon Tail of Alabama.
Okay.
Just like the Dragon Tail of North Carolina.
I
they go to
drove
ride.
up it today.
Did ya?
It was gorgeous. Yes.
But our roadways are fantastic.
Yeah.
And you know, you've got 2 ways to come into this park. You can come in on a pristine, lined, lighted highway coming up the mountain on 281, or you can come in the back way, and it feels like you're winding your way through Hobbiton. You know, it's just fantastic.
So, what are the busy times? When or how long ahead do people need to make reservations?
January,
or-
February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, and December.
I love it.
No, actually, the busiest times are spring and fall, of course, because you've got spring wildflowers, you've got birds coming in, you've got everyone's been in hibernation for the winter and they're ready to get and explore. Summer's pretty busy too, because we've got such great opportunities for swimming and
the swimming and you've got the lake and the pool.
And hiking. But fall is primo. Fall is when we kind of go, we hear the rumbling. You know? And this fall was the most
the
beautiful
color was
fall we have ever
spot
had.
on.
I was amazed on social media. Some of our snapshots, just they got 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 likes.
Yeah.
We had visitors come to us from all over the southeastern United States saying, we saw this one picture, and we've just got to come and see the real thing.
So how can people find Cheaha? What is your website?
The website's going to be alapark.com /Cheaha State Park, and then we have a Facebook page of Cheaha State Park Alabama. And our Facebook page is very active. We've got all kinds of different videos and pictures. If you want to see what these hikes look like, we've got about 6 interpretive hikes that are on there. So we had someone who recently came out. We did Pulpit Rock. And we had several families. We had an older couple that were around 70s, 80s, and they said, from your video, we knew we could conquer that mountain, and we came out to do something we've never done before because you encouraged us that we could do it.
And you have several videos on your Facebook page.
Yes, ma'am.
So
we've been putting about 1 per week since March. So since COVID hit, we've been trying to encourage people to get out and see nature, even if all you can do is go to your backyard. But Alabama state parks are a very safe place to go, and trying to encourage people, come and explore, because we might not be able to gather in person as much, but you can definitely read about it, watch these videos, and come to this exact place and go, wow, I never knew that was so impressive.
Right here. Yeah.
And we're literally halfway between Atlanta and Birmingham, so we've got about a 7 million person range in our radius that can get here within an hour.
But for us in Huntsville, you're on the way to the beach.
That's
and,
right.
That's a nice little stop off, even if it's, and this is a great day trip. It didn't take me that long at all to get here from Huntsville, so you could do it for the day or a really great weekend.
I can't tell you how many folks say that Cheaha is Alabama's Smoky Mountains.
Yeah.
So we don't need to drive all the way up there to that crowded area. We're just going to go to Cheaha.
Yeah, there you go. Well, thank you guys so much for being my guests and having me as your guest as well. I really appreciate it.
We've made a new friend.
Yes, I look forward to coming back in the spring when the new Nature Center opens up.
Come
we
on.
would love that.
Yeah, that's
Anytime, Wendy. You're welcome anytime.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
Our pleasure.
Thanks for joining us.
Hi, thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I have much more content on my website, travelwithwendy.net,
And you can also support this channel by becoming a Patreon patron. The links are below. Remember, it's always an adventure when you travel with Wendy.